with the Bhakti Nation. You know, Yogi also said, whatever you leave behind to walk on the spiritual path, remanifests in a higher form. Wow, look around, look around. Okay, now, quick story on this one. How many of you are familiar with Swami Satchidananda, a great saint, founded Integral Yoga? Well, back in the early 70s, Yogi Bhajan, my teacher, and Swamiji, whenever they got within 200 miles of each other, they always got together because they really loved each other. And so Yogi Ji heard, I was living in an ashram in Washington, D.C. We had this great restaurant called the Golden Temple Conscious Cookery. And I was burning all my karmas off, washing dishes 18 hours a day, muttering under my breath until I learned about mantra. You know, that's when mantra really helps, when you're washing pots 18 hours a day. And Yogi Ji heard Swamiji was down in Southern Virginia looking for land which was soon to become Yogaville. They had this beautiful temple with the altars and to all the different paths there. So Yogi Ji invited Swamiji up, and we rented this Indian restaurant in Georgetown. At the most they'd ever had in there was maybe 40 people. Well, 160 of us piled in there. We had 100 from our community. Swamiji came up with his whole staff and a whole pile of students. 160 of us. They had to take all the tables and chairs out. We were shoulder to shoulder in there. And right before lunch started, you know, it's palak paneer, aloo gobi, parathas, right, you know, sabzi. Right before lunch started, Yogi Ji called me over, and he called, the Swamiji had a guitarist with them also named Ganesh. Should I start from the beginning? You want some music, and I'm going to tell the short version of this story. Well, in any event, he said, hey guys, while we're having lunch, I mean, we can't have lunch? No, you can't have lunch. You go in the corner, come up with a mantra that a chant that combines sacred words from both traditions. Whoa, that's cool. That's a cool idea. So we went, while everybody was eating, we went over in the corner and we came up with this mantra. And because they were our guests, we started with a mantra that was near and dear to Swamiji, which was Hari Om. Don't you dig that one? So we did Hari Om, dear Lord, and then we added in the mantra that Yogi Ji had taught us, Sat Nam. So we did Hari Om, dear Lord, Sat Nam, holy name. Repeat after me. Hari Om, dear Lord. Hari Om. Sat Nam, holy name. And then we did a little poetic license. We added in a little English. When I call on the light within, I go home. When I call on the light within, I go home. So, you know, and then he said, okay, get started. We played for 2 minutes, dead silence. Everybody's looking at Yogi Ji and Swamiji to see if they liked it, and they're like, nothing. And we're going, oh, we're bombing. And our egos started to really get crushed, you know what I mean? And then about the 3-minute mark, Yogi Ji started doing this, Swamiji started doing this, and they both started to sing, and then all 160 voices exploded. And what a relief. Because everybody's looking at the teachers to see if they dug it, you know? So we chanted and chanted. After about 20 minutes, we're getting hungry because we hadn't eaten, they'd all eaten. And so musicians had this little signal they give each other, which means fade, you know? So I gave Ganesh the fade signal. You know, we started the fade, and Yogi Ji opens his eyes and said, no, keep up. So we tried everything, every trick in the book, but every time we tried to end it, Yogi Ji and Swami, this went on for 3 hours. Finally, we just surrendered and we said, you know, we're going to do this forever. We're just going to keep doing it forever. Which would have been cool. We would have left our bodies, you know. And then all of a sudden, we get to the end of the next cycle. Nobody was thinking, we were all out of our heads, and the room went stone silent, on its own. I didn't signal, it's just like, we're like, I was afraid to open my eyes because I thought Yogi Ji would see me and he'd say, keep up! But no, and then finally, all the two of them let out these belly laughs. Yogi Ji and Swamiji, I could still hear it, resonates in my subconscious mind. And it was the most beautiful sound I'd ever heard, the two of them laughing. And Yogi Ji says, you finally got it, dummies. So we're going to do it tonight. Not the 3-hour version. We're going to do the 8-minute version, okay? And let's sing it tantric style. So the men will start, Hari Om, dear Lord. Repeat, Hari Om,
dear Lord.
Sat Nam, holy name.
holy name.
When I call on the light within,
When I call on the light within,
I go home.
I go home.
And then all the ladies will sing with Paloma Devi. Fair enough? We'll go back and forth, and then at a certain point we'll just join in together when I call on the light with it.